Hey, welcome everybody. Toy Kind of Mood, episode 63. Mezco Toyz Fair Kind of Mood, if you will. I am your host, KJ, aka Black Genghis off of the gram. We are joined by the magnificent, magnanimous Fabster, Colonel Crackers himself, straight out of ACBA. How's it going, man?
What's up, dude? It's so good to be back. It is, well, one of three of my favorite times of year, which is a Mezco convention online, as it has been. But a lot of stuff. Just staying tuned to social media all weekend. It's been crazy.
It's been action packed. And also joining us is the sleepless gamer himself, Michael Vlad, always up on the Twitterverse. How's it going, buddy?
It is going. It has been a busy ass day.
Man.
Busy weekend. Lots of good stuff.
It has been lightning fast, jam-packed, and I'm glad to celebrate with y'all. Let's go ahead and rewind the clock a little bit to Thursday, where we had quote-unquote preview night. Fabio, they hit us with something big, man. Why don't you walk us through the latest member of the Rumble Society, 112 Collective?
That's right, man. I mean, this was one that had been teased for a minute, throughout different little graphics and some coming soon sort of imagery on the back of the comics and things like that. So this was our first actual in-hand look at Atticus Doom, who is basically Mezco's, resident supreme sorcerer of eldritch sort of origins. So someone who definitely harnesses a lot of those dark Cthulhu Lovecraftian powers in order to combat a greater evil. Super cool. Everything about the character just speaks like so much to me and kind of what I grew up reading in my edgier teen years. And it's just such a cool character. As another skull guy from Mezco with, spell effects and great soft goods and interchangeable parts. I mean, just so cool. That's the main thing about him. He's just cool.
Yeah. I was looking at some of the unboxing photos and be like, man, it's like I dropped a bag on some grails. Otherwise, I should have snapped it up. You gotta wait when these things drop, man. Michael, what did you think about the Necro Magus Prime?
Man, right up my alley. That was an instant sold before I had seen anything outside of the initial photo. I was just like, oh yeah, that's for real. The little book, everything about the Cthulhu head was one of my favorite parts. I was just like, oh, what?
It had like
I was on that
right?
super fast. Yeah, man.
Channels these dark eldritch powers and becomes part Cthulhu himself. I mean, it's just so, again, just cool. The grimoire, the spell effects. He thinks with portals even, it's crazy.
Yeah,
the little books got like straight pages in it apparently, and
somehow even more crazy than the Dr. Fate book, which in itself was already so impressive.
Yeah.
And the effects.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you had like you said yourself, the two portals. You can set it up to where the hand attaches to it, like it's coming out of something.
Yeah,
man, I am jealous. I need to rethink my purchasing habits when these things pop up, to be like, I did it again. Goodness, it's like, nah, I don't need it. I don't need it. So that whole click first, what did I buy? That's why.
Right.
Because it's just like, you look at the values already there. But let's go ahead into day one. It was a Friday, very first reveal, straight out of the gate, the 112 Collective, the Batman. We have our first premium Battinson figure. Michael, I think you said that you were going to skip this one because there's just way too many Batman. You can never have enough Batman, baby. You can never have too many Batman.
Over just off of camera view is an onslaught of Batman figures. The whole, like, McFarlane's over there's all the animated ones. Batman's my favorite DC character, and I'm burnt out. I just can't purchase another Batman. Plus, I'm excited for that film, but I haven't seen it yet, and I don't really want to lock into another Batman just to be like. So yeah, that was an immediate kind of skip, especially right after Atticus. I was like, well, that's my favorites are Rumble Society. So I'm like, I got that started off strong. And then Batman the next day was kind of like, I'm ready for more something other than Batman, but good on anybody who likes, who's down for it, that because it's a fantastic looking figure for sure.
I mean, you're right about having to pick and choose, because this is right when New York Toys Fair would have been, and we've gotten all these reveals. We'll touch on
Mhm.
some other companies revealing stuff later, left and right. So yeah, you gotta have mercy in your pocketbook. Fabster, what did you think about Battens?
I couldn't say. I was asked the week before, and I couldn't say for sure whether they would do this, concurrent with the new movie. But after we see it, it's like it seems so obvious now. It's another Mezco Batman. Of course they're gonna do
Right.
it. I'm with MV though. I mean, we got to wait and see how the movie is. I love the design. I love kind of the year one aspect of the whole thing. I love Pattinson as Pattinson really as an actor. So I'm excited to have the representation of that on the shelf. But we know for sure the figure is going to be good.
Yeah.
Accessories and all that notwithstanding, we just know it's going to be really good when it comes out. Are we going to care about this movie? Are we going to care about the design and this movie at the point where this figure comes out? Maybe it's one that they have already loaded in the chamber, ready to go to coincide with the movie. We just really don't know. I want it, but when it comes out, it'll depend on how we feel about the movie at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
gotta draw the line in the sand somewhere.
No, I feel you on that. I was missing Mezco figs left and right. I skipped Shadow Edition, Supreme Knight. I skipped Darkest Dawn. But my very first Mezco figure was the Justice League Batman, and just the armor pieces, working with the soft goods. It made me appreciate the costume design from Justice League even more. Right, this is like before Snyder Cut, and it's like just having that figure in hand. I wasn't feeling the whole batarang made out of the gun that killed my parents thing. At least that's the rumor. I don't know that's validated. But if I were to get the Mezco version of that, I may change my tune. But let's go ahead and keep it moving. Second reveal, straight out of EC Comics, Stephen King's Creep Show. We had the Creep MDS Roto Plush. This is one thing that got me with Mezco and even companies like NECA. The horror figures is like, that's one of the things that's separated from, like, this is not necessarily for your kids' playroom. It's like, no, like we meant for adult collectors. It's like, you want nightmares, we'll give you some nightmares. And also the third reveal, the 5-point Silent Hill 2 Red Pyramid thing and Bubblehead Nurse. It's like, they don't want me to sleep. Fabio, what did you think about this 5-point set, dude?
I mean, more and more, and later on, this will be doubly true, but more and more, the 5-point stuff is really drawing me in. I think they do a really good job of differentiating it from any otherwise, 5 POA retro style action figure and that 3 3/4 inch scale. They really do a lot to make them, just more detailed with the sets, with the interchangeable pieces. They're on kind of that Glyos joint system, so they have interchangeable arms and heads sometimes. So just a lot of fun factor with these, and you really do feel like you're getting a good value rather than just, retro style figures.
Yeah, like with the Super 7 reaction figures, which used to be like they're a good price, $12, $14. They're so overpriced now, I had to stop collecting them. It's just not there. But you have
strictly for the card art, those, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. But once you have like a play set, right? I think the closest thing we have was like the break-in set. I got those. Those were my last reactions. But you put it together like with Ultraman or some of the other sets that we'll be talking about later, yeah, it can get really enticing. Michael, do you think this might be your jump on point with 5 points or no?
My jump on point was actually the last horror, I forgot the name of it, but
the Mezco monsters.
Yeah, that was the first one that I was like, that's really interesting. But to be perfectly honest, I have that on pre-order, but I started seeing some of the ones that were revealing today, and I'm kind of like, I kind of like these even more, and I might not get this one now, but I might go for one of these newer ones, particularly one that we'll be getting to a little bit later. But I think the Pyramid Head one is a really cool looking set, and I'm a huge Creep Show fan. So although I won't be getting that particular piece, I really think it's cool that they're doing stuff with that license as well. I love DC stuff.
Yeah,
I'm with you there. But the opposite, the reveal that we'll talk about in a little bit has me thinking, I want to go back and get that Tower of Fear Mezco Monsters.
Yeah. We'll touch back on that.
True that.
Yeah. They closed out Friday, day one, with a massive reveal. The 112 Collective G.I. Joe Snake Eyes. Oh my goodness. Vlad, what did you think about this one right here, dude?
Surely didn't see that one coming. Did not see Snake Eyes coming first.
He's a ninja. So that's what he does.
What they're doing, Snake Eyes
sneaks right up on you. just those two photos. That was just I'm sold. I'm definitely a GI Joe fan. I cannot wait to see what Mezco is doing with the Joe figures once we've got them in hand. But yeah, that was the one for me for day one for sure. It looks good. It looks good.
It's only a matter of time, right?
Now, Bob, you've
Yeah,
been tracking this. Oh, go ahead.
I was hoping that they were gonna do Storm Shadow first as a ha to like Hasbro and the other companies that just gave us 2 years of Snake Eyes before we really got a Storm Shadow, which most people still don't actually have in hand. Mine still says like July or whatever. So I was like, that would have been a nice little haha. But yeah, Snake Eyes look dope.
Yeah, Fabio, you had called this with Death Adder from the Hazard Squad about that potential reuse of Death Adder to Snake Eyes. But here it is, the man, myth, the legend himself, man. What did you think about our latest Joe from the 112 collection?
Well, I'm not the biggest GI Joe guy. I am gonna be getting into the the 112 stuff as it comes out. I have a custom Duke that will be perfect for when all that stuff comes out. So I'm excited for where the GI Joe brand and license goes within 112. Obviously, Snake Eyes is a no-brainer. I mean, it's surprising they didn't even do him first,
Yeah.
But as yes, a Mez head and into the Rumble Society universe and all that. I'm just thinking, okay, well, this means Death Adder must probably be pretty close by if they're ready to show off what is essentially the same tooling on Snake Eyes. I mean, it's literally the same gear, the same body, I assume, maybe the same weapons, but just an actual snake head with an eye patch and a cigar in his mouth for Death Adder. So this can only mean that that's coming by pretty close. But kind of the running theme, I think, with this Toys Fair is that they didn't really show, other than Atticus Doom being the drop that was Rumble Society related. There wasn't any Rumble Society teases, just strictly the license stuff. So I think maybe they're going to hold back on teasing a lot of the Rumble Society stuff ahead of time and just give it that special kind of short notice within the week drop, as they like to do. The Atticus Doom did that. We got the itinerary knowing that the date of the drop. And then the next day was the teaser for the trailer, then the social media pictures, followed by the drop. So I think most Rumble Society stuff will follow that kind of short hype window to release, rather than giving you a lot of the looks they gave you last year.
Yeah, exactly. They get your beak wet and then boom, there's the main course.
Exactly.
There's
so
Andre's
excited for Snake Eyes, but this can only mean Death Adder is just around the corner as well.
Yeah.
Yay.
I might have to get my hands on that Death Adder. It could be like someone who absorbed the Cobra Law spores, and then they're like transforming into a snake.
And this is also the point I wanted to make when Death Adder even won the fan vote, because it was between him and Deepodomus and Clamps MacGuffin, and everybody obviously chose the coolest guy, which is the Death Adder, right?
Yeah.
Not realizing that they had the GI Joe license at that time. So people without a lot of foresight, I guess, were like, "Oh, we want this Death Adder because we can make a Snake Eyes out of it." Not realizing you already have the GI Joe license, you're gonna get a real Snake Eyes.
Yeah. But now they get to have two dope ninjas. Like us.
I'm not complaining.
3 dope ninjas. No. But day 2 started off kind of slowly. We had our 5th reveal going once again back to Silent Hill 2. The Mezco Toyz Static 6 red pyramid thing. Now I think that's like a 1/6 scale, right?
Yeah, these are 1/6 scale statues. They've only done, I believe, one other, which is the Conan the Cimmerian. But other than that, this is still a new fledgling line, and to see an early render of this, it shows that it's still kind of a burgeoning line. I don't know how well that Conan statue has like done sales wise, but having seen reviews, it's beautiful, and I hope I win one in one of the contests.
Yeah, same here. Journey, shout out to the Journey to Samaria sweepstakes. Shout out to all the winners, by the way, for all these sick ass giveaways. I think it's pretty smart to do these statues because it lets Mezco get out their aesthetic, their design sense, and their attention and dedication to detail all in one big piece. I had friends of mine, even all the way back to my college days, they had these awesome anime statues that were 1/6 scale. And to be like, I get it. I get why people want to get that Veritech, or they want to get that Voltron statue. Like, it doesn't even transform. It doesn't need to transform, man. It just
I got a Ray Ayanami over there.
True.
Right. And with Static 6 too, there's a lot of interchangeable parts as well. You can get, several looks out of that Conan with arms and weapons and all that. So I would imagine that this red pyramid thing follows that same suit.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Okay. Our next reveal, real big news because Mez himself said it would never happen. He had no interest in it, that this dude was a brainwashed child soldier and he didn't even want to commit this to plastic. Fabio, do us the honors. What was the big hubbub about the first 112 collective reveal from day 2, Saturday?
Well, I mean, another running theme this year with Toys Fair was never say never, and about exactly a year ago, it was only a conversation, as far as the rumor going around from that former employee who did like an unofficial AMA on Reddit, and the rumor out of that became like, well, Mez hates Robin. He's never going to do Robin. He loves Batman, biggest Batman fan out there, just doesn't like Robin. And then we learned in this interview, more specifically, it's not that he doesn't like Robin, he just doesn't get Robin. He doesn't know, he doesn't understand the purpose of it. As far as, yes, child soldier. I love the quote that he had as far as like, hey, I'm Batman, I fight, things, criminals in the night, wear this dark tactical gear, and to complement that, I'm going to have a child soldier follow me in primary colors. So I get that mentality, but it's Batman. Come on, man. Like, he needs a Robin. He needs the Bat family to go with him. So it was a long time coming. We had it teased in just a graphic maybe 1 or 2 cons ago.
Yeah.
So finally in hand or a real image of the Robin. And it confirms kind of what we had guessed from that initial image, is that it's going to be Damian. It makes sense. Kind of the most modern Robin, most militarized, in a sense, makes most sense with Mezco's design aesthetic. But I'm here thinking, okay, this is great. Love it. This is going to go great with Supreme Knight. Sovereign Knight needs a Robin. Ascending Knight needs a Robin. There's room for Tim and Dick and Jason even.
Yeah, we need a Burt Ward Robin.
Exactly. We know that there's a more classic Batman coming with like a classic Two-Face. It's rumored to be a set, but if that opens up the doors for these very classic 70s comic interpretations in the Mezco style, yeah, I imagine we'll see a Robin to kind of coincide with that. So really, this is great. I love it. For sure needed. But it also, opens up that forbidden door once again of, if they got all these eras of Batmans, we kind of want all these eras of Robin, all these eras of the Bat family characters.
Red Hood.
We need a Dick as Robin. We need a Dick as Nightwing. It's simple as that.
Mm-hmm. Michael, what did you think of Robin, dude?
It's cool to finally see it happening. What did I had said? Damian wouldn't have been my preferable first choice for a Batman or a Robin that I would purchase, although I do love Damian. He's a badass character. But I'm looking forward to the more classic style, Death in the Family, Jim Aparo era. When I first came, my nostalgia is driven from that particular era of Batman when I got started as a kid. So I'm like, I want to see that.
Yeah.
This one was cool for sure, but very, a lot of darker colors and more militaristic. So I'm down for whatever as Fabio said, stuff that it opens up for the future. I'm excited for what we may get down the line. So not sure if I'll grab this one, although I do think he's freaking amazing looking.
Okay.
Sure.
Now you both have. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, my preferred look, the one that I was hoping that they would do is Tim Drake in that red and black with the yellow and black cape. That's with the long tights. Nice. That would have been perfect. So I want to see that style adapted as well if we're doing all these different eras.
You both have Vapor, which is one of the smaller Mezco figures. That one still poses pretty well, still works pretty good, right? So we're probably going to see that same form factor with Robin. That seems pretty exciting. This makes me wish I had gotten more 112 Batman. But all time will tell whatever comes next. And speaking of what comes next, this may be my first 5 points set. We have the Scooby-Doo and Mystery Incorporated box set. We got the Mystery Machine. We got Scoobster. We got the whole gang. We have mystery ghouls just waiting to be unmasked as disgruntled businessmen who thought that they could lower the property rates and get away with it, and not for those pesky kids. Vlad, man, what did you think about Mystery Incorporated in the Scooby-Doo set? 5 points.
I love fucking Scooby-Doo, so I am all about that. I like that. I still watch the cartoons. I was watching the more recent, was it Mystery Incorporated? I think we had like a nice long running story through 2 seasons. I was like, well, I like Scooby-Doo. This is insane. Like I did not see this coming. It looks amazing. I'm all about it. I will definitely be getting that.
Yeah,
Like
a lot
day
of
one.
style.
I should. The style, the what do you call it? The house itself,
Yeah.
the way it's got this kind of that curve, like drawing style to it. The way the Mystery Machine has got that, it just looks like they stepped out of the cartoon. It looks
Yeah.
really freaking cool.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, I'm down on that one, 100%.
Yeah, man, this is just fun. You know what I mean? This is exactly what toys, you know, at the end of the day should be about. This would just be so
Yeah.
fun to have. And again, this is what we are alluding to, pairing this with any existing 5-point stuff. I'd want to get my Doc Nocturnal in there. I got a little 5 points Doc Nocturnal
Okay,
from
yeah.
from the Advent calendar, you know, in there helping out the gang. You know, maybe this house is next door neighbors to the Tower of Fear playset. You know, all
Right.
this whole universe that we can start building out now, just because they include so much with these sets. It's so cool. So yeah, I'm gonna have a hard time resisting this one. The Mystery Machine alone, that could have been the
Yeah.
set, but a whole pop-up house and 4 ghouls. I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah,
I love
it looks
those
really, really cool.
those guest starring episodes, you know, where you'd have like the Harlem Globetrotters, Scooby-Doo and whatnot. So I have
Oh
Dr.
my God,
Nocturnal,
yes.
you know, like that kind of stuff. Like, yeah.
I always low-key loved when Shaggy had the red shirt in those old cartoons, because I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like this era of Scooby-Doo where they have the guest stars and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, if opens up the possibility for some 112 Scooby-Doo, let's talk
see,
Ultra Instinct Shaggy
mhm.
over here.
Why'd you?
You went there.
Now I
did.
I have to have it. Now I have to have a
Right?
112 Scooby-Doo articulated with a bag of Scooby snacks.
Man. I at least
Set.
need Scooby and Velma.
And it would be so perfect because, I mean, it's been a minute since they've touched a lot of the Hanna-Barbera stuff, you know, back in Space Ghost and all that. So it has been a minute, but picking up, you know, where they left off essentially and doing Scooby-Doo and 112. I mean, Scooby-Doo, like you said, guest stars. You can pair them up with your Batmans. You can pair them up with all the super friends, you know, that we'll be getting eventually from Mezco. So love the 5-point set. But again, if we're talking possibilities, if they got the Scooby-Doo license and if they do it 112, I think there's enough people out there that do want that. And on meme value alone, to have a 112 Shaggy that everyone's going to put a Super Saiyan wig on, I mean, it's going to be amazing. They should 100% take advantage of that.
Yeah. I'm thinking
Definitely.
that Mezco's, they've done really well with their sets, right? The Fantastic Four set, the Snyder set that will be dropping at any minute that I'm keeping money set aside for emergencies. So yeah, I get a Scooby-Doo set for real, but I think this is it. I think you guys have talked me into it. I'm gonna have to add this to the fold. And closing out day 2, we had an amazing reveal. Fabio, what did you think of the 112 Collective, The Amazing Spider-Man? Not to be confused with Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man.
Right. This is just Ditko Spidey just come to life. I mean, this is incredible. I think to me, this is probably the reveal of the weekend, just given how loud a left field it is. You know, this is the first, I think, Marvel 2.0. You know, we've had Wolverine. So second Marvel 2.0. But when that possibility was opened up, when they did the Wolverine and the Superman, a lot of people have been wanting these earlier Mezco 112s to be redone in kind of the newer style, so to speak, you know, and basically taking what they've learned since then and making it better as a 2.0. And yeah, this Spider-Man is it. We had no idea this was coming. I mean, this is a complete surprise. And then to put a Green Goblin just casually in the background and refuse to elaborate further, just like stokes the fire so well. I mean, this is very, very exciting. Again, possibilities, blown the door open. I love it. This is exactly what I want out of a Spider-Man right here.
Okay, strong words. Michael.
The day after I drew the line in the sand, I crossed it. I had literally tweeted out, like, you know, you can have your, with Atticus, like, you can have your Batmans and your Spidey dudes. I was like, but the Rumble Society original IPs, that's where it's at for me. And less than 24 hours later, I'm eating my fucking words, and I'm just like, that Spider-Man is fucking incredible. That Spider-Man is just perfect. And as excited as I was to see Goblin, my brain immediately just went to, I want classic fucking Dr. Octopus now.
God, yeah.
So bad. Like, so bad. And then the Sinister Six, and let's just keep going, you know?
Yeah.
But this, the Ditko, the vibe of it, the color, everything about this I agree. That was the showstopper for me up until something else.
Yeah. We'll touch on that.
But to clarify, it was kind of the reveal of the show for me, because everything else had kind of an inkling that we knew was coming. It was stuff that we kind of expected, or there was speculation of already. This just poof, out of nowhere. Amazing.
Yeah. That is awesome.
It's a corner
spectacular
phrase.
Even.
I would say just amazing again.
Amazing.
The Marvel Mezco, it's a beautiful aesthetic. Like, we had the Fantastic Four retro vibes with that. The Doctor Doom that had left a lot of jaws on the floor the last Toys Fair.
Yeah.
I'm looking at if they're gonna do an X-Men issue 1 set, like with some of those, like a first class set. It's like I've been saving my money, and Hasbro, they just keep hiking up the prices. More on that later. I'm keeping it good vibes. It's like my money's gonna go elsewhere right now. But yeah, that Amazing Spider-Man looks great. I wish I got my hands on the 2099 to go along with it, to like, okay, let's start collecting Spider-Man. So when this sucker goes up, I'm gonna have to grab it. I'm gonna have to grab it.
Yeah, the main question coming out of here, I think, is this going to be 1-pack, 2-pack? Are these going to be bundled together? There's speculation, kind of, rumors that the aforementioned classics Batman with that Two-Face set could be a 2-pack. I think that was kind of implied from the way they had revealed it. So this just says the Amazing Spider-Man, no mention once again of goblins. So we really don't know. I personally am cool with the set, because just knock them all out at once.
Okay, yeah.
But I can understand a lot of people just wanting this Spider-Man as their kind of entry point into like Mezco Marvel figures.
Yeah, people were getting Mego vibes from that goblin in the photos, but I think, I think they're gonna plus it up if it's lying in the wings like that. Michael, it looked like you were gonna add something.
No.
Okay.
If I was, it already escaped me.
Well, what didn't escape us waking up this morning, it feels like a world ago, a world before having this figure in the horizon. Like, I slept late. I woke up to just ding Instagram, ding, you gotta be like, wait, what's going on? What's going on here? And then I turn it on and I'm like, so Vlad, please help the fine folks who are viewing about what was so special about this morning's first reveal number 9, day 3 of Mezco Toyz.
Woke up on this cold ass winter morning, and the first thing that I see is this bright white beacon of hope known as Storm Shadow. Just that one singular profile image was absolutely like the best way I could have started a Sunday. I was just like, what, already? Like, you just did Snake Eyes. So I honestly was not expecting it. I was hoping that he would have come first, like I mentioned earlier, and then maybe Snake Eyes would be half a year away or something. Nope. They'll freaking start day 2 or day 3 with freaking Snake Eyes. And it looks fabulous for a head. I can't wait to see the rest of it.
We can imagine the rest, definitely. Fabster, man.
Classic vibe, man.
And the storm is gathering. I tell you what, this is gonna be one of those that I'm gonna need some gloves to handle. The white starchiness of it, my God, it's like you said, it's striking. It really just hit you with that bright image right in the beginning of the day. And just the one picture, we just have like a side profile, but from what we can tell, it's about what you would expect from a Mezco ninja, and then how they would translate that into the Storm Shadow design. Looks great. I mean, it goes without saying,
Yeah, I can see them using the Conan arms with this for the sleeveless look. I can see them adding the tattoos, adding scars, the accessories, the shuriken, the weapons, smoke effects, borrowing those from Batman. Just like, let's just go all the way with it. And and we're not seeing any games played. We're not seeing like, oh, we're gonna do the Amazon exclusive Ninja Force Storm Shadow. You're gonna have to wait for 2 years for the classified Storm Shadow. I was like, no, people are getting what they want, and it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time to boom, there's my Snake Eyes, boom, there's my Storm Shadow, and just the photos the diodes. I'm gonna have to get some atmosphere aerosol now. I'm just gonna have to get it now. I'm just gonna have to make my Arashikage dojo now, and just have it just ready. I am stoked as hell for this. But let's go ahead and keep the party going. Our second reveal, number 10 for the whole fair, 5 points, the Crow. Rest in peace, Brandon Lee. Shout out and many props to the Crow. Fabio, what do you think with what they're doing next with this license here, with the 5 points?
I'm glad that they're doing more of the Crow. I'm glad he deserves more than just one figure. Give everybody a chance who, you know, collects different formats, who maybe only want 3 3/4 inch stuff, aren't into the Mezco 112. Give him a chance at this license. And I think, again, this is so well done for a 3 3/4 inch 5-point of articulation figure. It honestly fooled me at first. I thought, wait, we already have a 112 of the Crow, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, just the paint work on it, the detailing from the kind of more patent leather looking parts to the more matted leather looking parts, very good amount of detail. And it looks like, again, with those interchangeable arm features that you get with a lot of the 5 points figures, you can have the jacketed and unjacketed look. So just a lot of really good execution with this for such a small scale. Will it come with a set? That might be the determining factor for me, because if I'm thinking the Crow kind of play set to go with this, you know, dingy destroyed warehouse kind of stuff, hey, that'll go great next door to, you know, the Popeye Chop House or again, the aforementioned haunted houses that they're already doing, you know, just more possibilities, you know. That's what I love.
Vlad, man.
Agreed. I mean, it's the Crow, so that's almost an insta sell for me anyways. For sure. Like you guys though, I saw the pictures, I didn't read anything at first, and I was just like, wait, is this a pre-order for the no, I already pre-ordered it, and I was a little confused, like, is this something different? And then I see the 5 points, I was like, whoa. But yeah, I'm not sure what it would be coming with, but the figure itself just looks incredible. I mean, my God, they got some really good photographers, I'll tell you.
Yeah, they got a lot of style.
That's a definite.
I'm getting sold more and more on these 5 points. You know, like what I liked about the reaction from Super 7 was just the abstraction of these figures into a retro style. But frankly, Mezco, they've one up it, you know, because they still have that attention to detail, but still that simplified play value with it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. We'll see what the price will be once it's up for sale. But let's go ahead.
Price is definitely always a factor in my I always want to say yes, I want it, but without a price point, that's all kind of conjecture and just kind of up in the air, like, oh, I would like to get it, but if you tell me this is $200, I might just be like, nah. It was nice to look at.
And that's why, you know, whether it's a set or not will be a big factor for sure, because that is kind of what makes these 5 points also different. It's not just that you're getting them on like a card back. You don't have to feel bad about opening them in that sense.
So I think it was you said Doc Nocturnal was the one that came with our Christmas thing, right?
With the advent calendar, but that wasn't like on a card, you know, it was like in there in a bubble.
The pink skulls were with the agent, right?
Yeah, with the Casino Gomez.
The casino one, that's the one. That was the one that came with the whole little set and stuff. Right. That's a really, that was the first two that I really got to see. And the moving stuff around and putting the little thing together and getting up close for a couple pictures looks really, it's really high quality considering, you know, the size.
Yeah. And they do always do a good job with those. Popeye, Max Fletcher, Superman. It's a lot of, they have really great design sense. And that even shows in the next figurine reveal, number 11, Living Dead Dolls presents Creepshow Father's Day. Like, I saw this, I was like, had to be taken aback. It's like, man, you guys really like this horror shit, man.
I want my cake.
So Vlad, what about this, man? Did this whet your Creepshow beak?
It did. It was another one. I wasn't expecting 2 Creepshows of any caliber, so that was just cool to see. I was getting lunch, I think, when this popped up on my phone. Not like Dunkin' Donuts. A woman's looking down at me like, what the fuck are you looking at?
She call you a creep show.
Right. But again, it's a creep show, man. I watched that like 2 weeks ago, so it's just one of those films that I really dig. So it's cool seeing the representation, but not a line I collect, and not really sure that I'm gonna have this hanging out in the living
Just
room.
nightmare fuel on the shelf. Like,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is a seasonal decoration. You know, you put it up in the fall.
For sure. Halloween time, but it is really cool, and I really do dig how Mezco gives like representation to all of their different lines and the different things that they do. You know, I know a lot of people complain about certain things and what have you, but they really kind of go all out and give everybody a little something. It's appreciated, I'm sure. It's Twitter, no matter what was coming out, there was somebody that looked like super fucking excited.
Yeah.
And that's really cool compared to other brands where you mainly just see people complaining, you know. So yeah, I can dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little more wholesome than, even for an obscure property, just way more wholesome than a lot of the Hasbro live feeds during those.
Yeah, for sure.
What I like about the Toys Fair is that hour for hour we get these releases, we get these hints, you know, of shape of things to come that keep us gabbing for a whole hour, just waiting for the next reveal. And this one, but this last one, the grand finale, I think a lot of us were like, if they can do this, anything is possible. Fabster, you gotta do us the honors. The grand finale of Mezco Toys Fair 2022, man.
It's tough for me to say that the Spider-Man was like actually my favorite. Objectively, this is the biggest news, you know, because there was only inklings of this as far as in the fall of last year. There was one graphic on some of the MezcoCon fall key art that was hinting that, oh, maybe they have this license. But since then, it's just been talk, speculation. Finally, Mezco drops the hammer in a Toy Fair weekend otherwise filled with all kinds of TMNT news. Mezco came in for the kill, announcing that they actually have the TMNT license. They're doing Eastman and Laird kind of Mirage comic turtles, maybe in their own kind of stylized way, but definitely just a huge license. I mean, this is, when we talk about bringing a lot of new eyes to the brand, something like this, when I see Pixel Dan, who is such a retro guy, tweeting about this, I know this is potential crossover appeal across like so many different collectors. And yeah, this is huge, fantastic. Can't wait to see where they go with it.
Yeah, Vlad, man, what did you think about this set, dude? I know you got a big ass, beautiful NECA collection. Shout out to collectors helping collectors. But when that first graphic came out and people first talked about, oh, they might be doing the turtles, I had just started getting NECA stuff and was just like, I hadn't really gotten any Mezco, you know, I'm still new to that. And I'm like, oh, you know, it's just a thing for New York or whatever. After we didn't hear anything for a year, I was like, it was just a cool little shout out. I don't want Mezco to get the turtle license. That's like giving a Star Wars fan, giving them the Star Wars license. I'm like, I don't want that. I was like, I will die. Like, I can't possibly keep up. So all the way through today, even though Fabster was just like, it's going to be a turtle. It's going to be the turtles. My brain's just like, no, let's not have this happen. And then it happened, and I'm just like, fuck my life. Like, if they did it, they fucking did it. Those crazy bastards did it, and they look spectacular. And I won't be giving up on the NECA stuff, but I'm going to definitely be adding the Mezco turtles, and I can only assume that that's going to be like a Fantastic Four style set, which means like, you know, it's a good $400 drop. So, but knowing the stuff that Mezco does, and knowing that although those heads all had different colored bandanas, I have a feeling there's going to be a set of all red. There's going to have that classic Eastman and Laird #1 and issue 50 covers. I'm all about it. I cannot wait to see more. But damn you, Mezco. Dude.
I'm someone, you're familiar with me and the way that I've been doing things and talking about things on my channel. More and more, I think this is showing that we really, as collectors, got to pick sides, man. It is so hard. Yeah. If you're a Turtles fan, it is becoming harder and harder to ignore all these other brands. You have to really pick your lane and stick to it if you want to be, you know, if you want to approach a complete collection. Otherwise, they'll just go destitute trying to get everything from every company. And Turtles is a
Right.
perfect example, because if you're someone who grew up with the Playmates toys, you want to get the Super 7s, who are the, and you want the articulation, you want to get those HD remasters from Super 7. If you're a fan of the movies, you go with NECA. If you're a fan of the video games, you go with NECA. If you're a fan of the comics, up until now, you went with NECA. So it's tough for Mezco to really enter the Turtles arena this late in the game, because there has been so much Turtles, such a complete collection from these different companies, that they're really going to be, having to impress when they actually show what these come with and what they can do. Mezco, very known for the soft goods. We don't really see too much of that in the Turtle designs. So we'll have to see how that gets incorporated. Maybe some, street disguised trench coats go without saying, but
I'm hoping wire in the bandanas, pose bandanas.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like how NECA does their quarter scale Turtles. They still have that fabric bandana, but if they shrink it down to that 1/12 scale, Mezco does, I'd like to see, how that gets incorporated in as well.
I would also wonder, would Mezco even go beyond, or would they just say, hey, here's the Turtles, and, then they don't continue doing other characters? You think that's a possibility? Have they done that? I can't
imagine they don't do the Shredder. I mean, or some version.
Well, I mean, as far as going as deep as some of these other guys do, like maybe it's more of a, we'll do Turtles for like a year. We'll do a couple of the main characters, get an April, get Casey or whatever, and then they might be done with it. Or
the case. I think core characters and this, you're not going to be getting Rock Soldiers. You're not going to be getting too much of that stuff. And Android Krang, though, I mean, I'd like to see something like that from Mezco, is LED lights and however else they could die-cast pieces, however else they could pull something like that off. But I'm thinking we get the Turtles, we get some Foot, we get the Shredder, core characters, April and Casey.
Yeah.
But that's why I mean, if you want a complete Turtles universe, I mean, all these other brands have been hitting it for years now. So it's got to be, if they're the core characters, they got to be done really, really well to really impress.
Man, I didn't even think about Mezco Foot Soldiers. Now I'm excited.
The ninjas are proven, man. I mean, the Mezco does them really well. The Shredder with all kinds of crazy goods and a cape, and crazy stuff. Come on, man. It's just more possibilities. Who knows how crazy they're gonna go with this? But the fact that Mezco's touching it, man, it's a big deal for sure.
Yeah, I definitely.
Out of politeness, I'm not going to mention the things that I'm dropping in order to make room in my budget for all this stuff. But let's go ahead. Let's wrap it all up. Let's go ahead and get some whiskey scores. Vlad, man, what do you give Mezco's Toy Fair out of 5 whiskeys?
Well, man, out of 5 whiskeys, it's not enough Rumble Society for me, so that drops it down a point for me, I would say, because I'm known for being like, everything is fucking awesome. So it'll be a little bit more critical. I liked a lot of what they had going for it, but Rumble Society wasn't really present, so I don't know. I'd give it like I'd say 4 is definitely well deserved. It was a really good showing of stuff. A lot of people are happy, and I won't be buying everything, so I should give it a little bit more just for that, but I'll say 4 out of 5 for me.
All right, Fabster.
It's a great score. I'm kind of on the same mindset as you. I love Rumble Society as well. I would have wanted to see more, but given how people are complaining about how, last year's Toy Fair, only the Rumble Society stuff that they showed is stuff that we actually got in hand within this calendar year. Therefore, look at Mezco unprioritizing all the license stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. On the token that it doesn't give people the opportunity to say that this year, that's going to bump up the fact that there was no Rumble Society representation for me. So that's not too big of a loss. It's coming. We just won't know about it necessarily. It'll be very quick notice. Right. So for sure, there's always more Rumble Society coming, even if we didn't see it this weekend. But just on the staggering size of a lot of the stuff they showed, everything they showed, really. I mean, it's a 4.5 for me, with the 0.5 being taken off because, to repeat myself from last year, I didn't get enough opportunities to spend more money. There was only one drop. I would have liked a secret drop or two to coincide, But yes, 4.5 whiskeys for me, which is what I'll be having right after this.
Yeah.
Nice. And we did get to start off with our Rumble Society order directly,
That's
which
true.
is pretty. that was pretty awesome that they kind of got that out of the way, I guess, for everybody else that complains, of which there are a lot. I find it funny, and
it is a buy now in stock thing, so we'll have that right away.
But I have to make one little statement about, like, people. I heard somebody saying something along the lines of, I want, they want their Spider-Man and their Batman and their big IPs, and they said, I don't want these made up characters. And it just boggled my mind, like, everything that you are purchasing, that you are clamoring for, is a made up fucking character. Part of my language, but my God, that is the internet right now for you.
It's so true.
Insane.
I couldn't agree more. I was just having that conversation in a DM with someone, as far as, the same people who complain about Hollywood reboots, ruining their childhood properties and doing them over and over again.
Yep.
The same people who complain about any new character, they don't care about it. They have no room in their heart to allow new IP, new property, new anything into their heart. Yeah. It's the same stupid energy. Like, I don't care for it. Like, all of these characters, like people like, Nosferatu is a legacy Mezco character. But back then, no one cared. They care more about it now because it's a revisit of a character done this long ago, a reboot. So that I'm with you there. That mentality is very dumb. It's dope toys from a dope company. Like, the designs are great. I'm of the same mindset with the Super 7, the worst. I'm probably about to get into those because I love the new kind of design aspect of them. It's an original thing. We're not talking Super 7, but on that same vein, I got room in my heart for these new properties and I love them.
Into that.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a collector with no imagination. It's like, why? Jadakiss.
And you literally don't know anybody until you know them. Like complaining about, who's this Danhausen guy on AEW? I don't know him. I was like, you didn't know Stone Cold Steve Austin until you knew him. So shut up.
It's so true.
I had to get that out. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm glad you did, because I'm so with you, Mike.
We're vibing the same way. It's like people, they're gonna need to get an upgrade on their style. It's gonna have to evolve because Mezco's bringing the heat. I was very pleased with Toys Fair. I think I'm going right in between 4.25 whiskeys. The Joe stuff, I'm loving it. I don't think I can handle 112 collective reveals. So I'm glad for the Living Dead dolls and the 5 points.
Right.
Static 6. It's like, just like yesterday, like when they just started with the Static 6 Silent Helmet. Okay, good. Let me get my wallet some time to breathe, right?
Yeah.
But it's
besides, to quote Chester Bennington, I need a little room to breathe because I'm about to break.
All right.
Yeah. And most of these we won't see in hand or have orders available for like a year, because all of last year's stuff that we were discussing, we still haven't gotten pre-orders for most of those.
Pre-orders, but in hand stuff, no.
Or in, getting most of these products. So again, it's a lot of it's the excitement of being able to see what's coming, but also being patient enough to know that a lot of that stuff's a good ways away. And we'll be getting a Rumble Society way before you get most of your stuff.
That's definitely one thing to take away, is strap in. It's going to be a bit of a wait for some of this stuff, but hey, if you got the singular focus and the patience and you're not impulse buying things in between, then you'll be fine for when the time comes out. You'll be more than prepared.
And worth it. I've never had a complaint with a single. I'm only a year in, but I've got 12 of them already, and I have no complaints on the Mezco 112 scale figures whatsoever yet. So props to them.
Amazing.
Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. Before we wrap up, please hit us with the socials. Fabio, where can we find you on the gram, on Reddit? Like, where at, dude?
Well, everyone calls me Fabster, my friends at least, and so I translated that to my online presence. So I'm at Fabster360 on Instagram. You can check out my toy photography and kind of my like first reaction stories to a lot of stuff going on in the Mezco world. Also on YouTube here at Fabster. I am currently on hiatus, but I have a long, at this point, about a year running live stream series covering Mezco week to week and with guests. KJ, you've been on there. MV, I'm trying to get you on there at some point, maybe for the season 2 premiere. Who knows? But
I'm down.
Before that comes out,
to
before the premiere, I've got a couple of videos I'm producing, working on for the channel. So once that stuff comes out, you can expect season 2 of Fabster Live pretty soon after. And I'm also every week on the ACBA podcast here on YouTube at Boog ACBA, Boog_ACBA's channel. It's the ACBA podcast. It's the #1 toy photography community on the internet. We're there talking news. We're there talking people's photography. So definitely come check us out every Saturday. We change it to Friday. It's Friday, 8 p.m. on the West, or on the East. God, I'm so bad at this. 8 p.m. on the East, which is 5 p.m. on the West here. So with that said, follow me on all those socials, and hope to see you online.
Follow me. Yeah, I have to mute Rampage when I'm listening to ACBA, and then sometimes I have to like switch back and forth. It's maddening. Vlad, what about you, buddy? Where can we find you at?
First off, I am very excited for whatever video content Fabio is making.
Yes.
Just want to put that out there. I was very excited.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
For me, Toy Kind of Mood on Twitter. That's where I'm the most active as far as toy stuff goes. Bookended by my own account, which is at Valad, or you can just look up The Sleepless. I'm usually back and forth between the two of those on Twitter, and Sleepless Gamer, The Sleepless Gamer on Instagram, where you can find me mainly sharing shit in my stories because I'm too lazy to post things because I'm always on Twitter. But yeah, that's where you can find me, and make sure you follow Toy Kind of Mood, because I have a lot of fun on Twitter. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I really wasn't expecting to enjoy Twitter. I've been on there for like 13 years, and in the last 6 months, I'm like, this place is kind of awesome.
Yeah, I'm noticing that more and more too.
It's good. Yeah, it's cool. At least the majority of the toy community and a lot of the comics and stuff, with the stuff that I like to associate with, is very positive and fun. Yeah. So yeah, but I like the interaction. We get some good comments and stuff in there from a lot of the toy collectors, and I really enjoy doing it.
See, you want to bring some sunshine into your life on Twitter? Follow us on Toy Kind of Mood. It's not all a cesspool. We have some fun and some great stuff out there.
Definitely.
And of course, you can hit me up at Instagram.com/BlackGingus. There's some exciting stuff on the way. I cannot wait to show y'all, but I'm always going to be repping Toy Kind of Mood. Fabio, Michael, thank you all so much. This has been episode 63, a Mezco Toyz Fair Kind of Mood. Keep your eyes peeled on these figs. It's going to be pretty friggin' awesome. All right, later.
Mezco rules.
Stay liquid,
Peace.
my friends.
Yeah.